Today I'm going to show you how to recreate this whimsical Christmas tree platter on the nice two-handle tray here. We're going to get started by taping off the inside of the platter here to keep a nice clean edge and keep the inside white so we can work on the border. And then you'll just want to cut the edges of the tape where they meet to keep the corners clean. So just snip the tape. And just press the corner back down. Okay, once your tape is down, just go ahead and rub your finger along the edge to make sure that all sides of the tape are nice and pressed down against the pottery. That way none of the paint will seep underneath when we start to work on the border. So we're going to move on and we're going to paint the base coat of our border using Peachy Keen. We're going to mix in just a little bit of the red glaze. So just squirt a little bit out next to the Peachy Keen. And then we're just going to kind of mix it together and do one quick swooshy coat of paint all over the rim, and we're going to water it down just a little bit too, I think. So we're going to give this just a minute to dry, and then we're going to tape off the edges and add our darker red stripes. Now that the rim has dried, we're going to go ahead and put the masking tape down so that we can create the red stripes along the rim. You'll want to make sure that your piece is fairly dry, otherwise the masking tape won't stick down and then you will get some paint bleeding underneath the tape. So just be patient and give it a minute to dry so that the tape sticks really well. And we're just going to go all around the whole outside of the edge. Okay, now we have all of our tape laid down. We're going to put the red paint on top to create the stripes. And I just want to point out to you guys that the tape is a little bit wonky. It's sort of crooked as it goes along the rim. That's just to give it the whimsical look and, you know, to make it not as perfect. So we're just going to go ahead and put the red on in the same way that we put the pink on. So just a quick coat of the red paint. Okay, so now that we have done the border of the platter, we're just going to take all the tape off so that we can move on to the middle design. So just peel your tape up wherever it's easiest to start. Now that we've taken the tape off of the rim, we're going to take our number 2 pencil and we're going to draw our design. So we'll start with the center tree. Sort of curved up this way. It's just a really rough sketch. All the pencil's going to fire off in the kiln. So we just kind of want to lay out where we want everything to go. Okay, so the first step in creating this design is going to be to do the outline of each tree in the puffy paint, and then we're going to fill it in using the paint. So we're going to start again with the center tree because it's in the forefront of the picture. So we're going to take our black puffy paint We'll just squeeze a little bit out into the palette just to make sure it's flowing out nicely. And then we'll just go ahead and do the outline of the center tree. So you're just going to kind of squeeze the puffy paint out and let it fall down onto the piece. And then we'll continue with the trees behind this one. And then we're just going to finish off the puffy paint by adding the circles into this tree here. Now that we've put our puffy paint on the platter, we're going to start filling in the trees. We're going to start with the center tree, and to create this blending effect, we're going to take the black Fun Writer and sort of squeeze some black along the edge and then blend the green in. So we'll start with the black Fun Writer and just squeeze along the edge. It doesn't have to go completely up to the edge because we're going to brush some green in there, so it'll get to the edge once we start painting. So we're just going to do sort of in the corner like that. And then we're going to take green paint and we're going to sort of just pull it. To create the blend. And then just continue to add green paint in the rest of the tree. And we can add some more black on this side also. So we'll take our Fun Writer, squeeze along the edge, and sort of pull that into the green. And then I'm just going to take my liner brush and get in the top of the tree here. Just finish filling that in. Okay, and then we'll move on to the next one. We'll do this one here sort of in the same way. This one might be a little trickier just because we have the circles on there, but if you need to use a smaller brush, you can. And you can also use a Fun Writer to add the green paint as well, and then take a brush and sort of blend it all at the end. We'll do that on this one. Okay, then we'll move on to the last tree, and we're going to paint this one red using the same technique with the black, and then blending the red in. Okay, now we're going to add the yellow into the banners. While we have the yellow, we'll add the yellow to the star also. Okay, so now that we've filled in all of our trees, we're just going to take the black Fun Writer and squeeze out and fill in the trunks of our trees. So we'll just do this once, fill it in solid, and it'll turn out opaque. The layer's thick enough. Now we're gonna take the white puffy paint and add the curly strings on the trees. So we'll start over here. And just like we did with the black, we'll just kind of squeeze it out and let it fall onto the platter and then touch it down when we're ready to stop. Okay, now that we put our white puffy paint bows on the trees, we're gonna go back to the rim and we're gonna personalize it with a family name. So we're gonna put the Neffs on this plate. So we're just gonna write it with a pencil. And then we'll take our liner brush and some black paint and we'll paint the letters on. Okay, now we're going to work on the detailing for the rim. We're going to take our black fun writer and we're just going to add the lines around the inner rim here and along the border. So we're just going to start at the edge of each pink line and just take your fun writer and squeeze out and pull it up. Okay, so now that we have the black fun writer lines down, we're going to grab a white one and just put some little accent lines in there while we wait for the letters to dry. And then I'm just going to add inside the red squares the white fun writer detail lines. Okay, now while we're still waiting for a couple of things to dry, we're going to finish the rim off with some green paint. Using a sponge, you're just going to press it up against the rim and pull it along to give that nice, clean, finished edge. And we'll let it dry and we'll repeat this 3 times to make sure that it's nice and solid. Our next step is to add the white puffy paint letters on top of the black painted letters. So again, we'll just squeeze it out, let it fall, and then touch it down when we're ready to stop. Now we're going to finish the detailing in the ribbons. So we're going to add some red dots to the string with the red fun writer. We'll just go along the puffy paint and add little dots all around. Now that we've added the red dots to our string, we're just going to take the black fun writer and sort of add some little swirlies around our strings. And you can just sort of do this randomly wherever. And then once our white letters dry here, we'll just go back and do the same thing with the red, and the platter will be all finished. Okay, we've added the red dots to the name, and now our platter is complete. We'll send it off to the kiln room, and when we get it back, it'll be beautiful just like this one.